Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. My dear Dhamma friends, today I am going to talk about dana. Dana is to let go. Some other way, it is to give up, giving up from one's own mind. However, it doesn't mean giving away all the essentials that you need to is with your life. Someone may ask, if you practice giving up or letting go, why cannot you give me your bike? Dana is to let go. Letting go or giving up doesn't mean you donate everything that you really need to lead your life. If you give that bike, you cannot go to work. You find it very difficult to attend to your day-to-day activities. You may find it difficult to afford your family. Letting go is you use something without clinging one to it so hard. You use it as required. If it is lost, damaged, destroyed, or anything unexpected happens, you can bear it up. Thinking that such can happen, those destructions are bound with as well. It is inevitable. Even though you use something, you are in understanding that they are fragments, breakable and destroyable. He uses what is needed without mentally clinging onto it so hard. He uses it with the understanding that everything states of flux. Even though we desire the favorable to be with us all the time, they do not so exist as we wish. Even my own body doesn't exist to my willingness. Donating houses, medicine, clothes, offering foods, giving some materials are also some ways of bestowing or giving up. But such offering can happen with hidden objectives or some other motives. If giving up is performed in that manner, it cannot be of letting go of mind. In living life, one needs certain materials to support with it. If one can use and support them without mentally grasping to them so hard, it is what expected in Buddha's teaching. Sila is to abstain from putting any human thoughts of defilements into actions. When living in society, various types of thoughts arise due to tactically contact such. Some are wholesome and some are not of that type. Whenever you get any evil or sinful thoughts, if you purposely make some efforts, you can avoid without putting that thoughts into bodily or verbal actions. That is called exactly sila. We can make this clear by having a smile. When you drive a vehicle on the road with heavy traffic, another driver may wrongly overtake you. Then you, with big sudden efforts, turn your vehicle to a side just to avoid possible damage, and you get very angry. but you don't put that meditations into vibes or bodily actions. You don't either scold him or going to hit him. You bear it up without causing any harm to the individual involved. You stay calm and proceed. You just acting in that manner is observing Sila. If you act there angrily, it might cause harms to both. It might also adversely affect third party. If responded with agony, it would have been troublesome to men. Observing some Sila or having angry thoughts or refraining from putting initiated thoughts into action. You stop probable distractions. We will take another example. You just imagine that your husband or wife abuse you for some mistake that you have made. You really get very angry. He or she would continue making further allegations. You get further furious, but you don't react. You stay calm. You don't say anything. You don't show any angry gesture even though you are very angry. You curb your anger. You make big efforts to control, normalize it, and you do so. That is what observing Sila is. Accordingly, you need not wear white clothes and go to a place of sacred valley to observe Sila. You can practice it or observe Sila being at home, at your working place, or on the road, or elsewhere. Bhavana. Bhavana is to develop mind in good. When you rightly perform dana and sila, you get suitable mind set to develop mind itself. Developing mind is far more excellent. Train mind in the wholesome is bhavana or meditation.